Hello, welcome to another video. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you what are trading ranges and how you can effectively use them. I'm also going to be showing you which POIs you should be selecting within your trading range. So without wasting your time, let's go directly into the chart and I'll show you an example first. Then later I'm going to show you in the live chat so that we can better understand. So first of all, let's say we already have our valid break of structure, right? We have our valid break of structure, and then what we normally want to wait for is we're just waiting for a pullback. Now, where are we waiting for this pullback? Where does our pullback needs to end? Where do we need, like, where are the limits of that pullback, right? Because we cannot keep waiting for a pullback forever. We need to know where we expect this pullback to end and for the continuation to occur. So where is that exactly? So when we are waiting for a pullback, we are waiting for a pullback within a certain range, and that is what we refer to as our trading range. So in this case, if you have a break of structure from here to here, then we have a break of structure here. It has taken out our inducement there. We are waiting for market to pull back here, then we can clearly identify our trading range. So our trading range is from the low that led to the break of structure, this low here. So this is our strong low to the current market uh, uh, price, right? To the current market price. So now the price is here. This is our trading range. And in this trading range, what I want to expect is for the market to push back down here, at least take out at least the inducement and continue up, right? Now, there are times whereby the market will not pull back down to that zone. It can still just not take out the inducement and continue up. So our inducement will also shift here and our trading range high will shift from this high now to this high and the low still remains here. So this trading range will change only if the market has taken out inducement, then goes ahead to create our next break of structure at this point. So if the trading range takes out inducement, goes ahead to create our next break of structure, now this low becomes our new trading range and we expect an inducement here, and then we have our trading range high. Now, this high can extend as much as possible because we never know when this high will end, right? But now, when the market starts pulling back down, we know that okay, this low now is our protected low. We are not expecting price to come below this low before it continues up. If anything wants to happen, it should happen before within this low. Now, on this our trading range now, there's some techniques which we can use to reduce our trading range, right? Because this our trading range is a zone where we're actually looking for pure eyes. Now, what are some of the techniques, right? First, we can eliminate anything if you are looking for a pure eye within our trading range, because if you are taking a trade, the trade should be within this trading range, right? Especially if you are still looking for buys, it should be within this trading range. So now in this case, if you are looking for a trade, right, you will have all this long zone here, and the probability of you choosing a wrong POI within this range or a wrong order block within this range is very high. So there is a way which you can actually refine this zone. So how do we do that? The first thing you can do is you identify your first push up. That means the last pullback, right? The last pullback that push up, right? You identify the last pullback and you mark it, because from here this was supposed to be our inducement. This low here is where the inducement lies. So anything above this inducement will act as inducement. So anything above this from this low up will act as inducement. Why is that so? That's simply because when the market is pushing down, right, people are looking to buy here. This first order block here is what is referred to as inducement. That is where the liquidity, that's where the people are buying. And that the low of that other block is where those people's stop losses are. So from that low, once the market has taken out that low, the market now has the move, it has the fuel, it has the power, and it has what is needed to move up. So now, if we already know that, then we know that this also was supposed to be part of our trading range, right? But since this no longer works majority of the time, then we can take this out. Once we take this out now, it reduces our errors within this zone, because this will be now our effective trading zone here. And in this effective trading range here now, if maybe there are one or two other blocks now, you will no longer be as confused as you would have been if this zone was right up here. Maybe there would have been 6 or 7. Now, after we have all these checks, right? After we have done all these checks, we have identified our other blocks. Now, what do we have? So now we have two types of other blocks that actually work in a trading range. Just two types of other blocks work, right? We have the other block that is directly below your POI, right? Directly below your inducement. We have this other block directly below your inducement, and then we have your extreme other block or your extreme POI. It doesn't matter whether you trade other blocks, trade demand and supply, right? So this demand zone below this inducement will be what we are looking out for, and the external one. Now, when it comes to this one, we call it the decisional POI. Now, this decisional POI has a 50-50 probability of working out. So, or if you are entering of this POI, it's always advisable for you to go for a confirmation entry, right? Never just take the entry directly. Always go for a confirmation entry, because that will be reduce the risks you will be exposing yourself to. Then also after this POI now, we have our extreme POI. Normally this extreme POI is the one that is formed just before the strong low, right? Before the protected low here. So this one offers a higher probability, and it's also still advisable to wait for the market to give you a confirmation before you enter. Why? Because we never know when the market will actually be giving us a change of characters, and some of that will just be avoided. But this one gives a higher probability more than this one. Now, when the market comes here, you would never know when we are going to have a change of characters, right? The market might just come here someday and just pass through. With a change of characters, you might have avoided that. You might have avoided that. But without a change of characters or a confirmation here as well, you will never know. You never know when that will happen. That's why we say a strategy is not 100% effective, because if we keep buying, we follow this structure, we buy, we follow this structure, we buy, we follow this structure. At certain point in time, this zone is going to fail, because the market will never be in an uptrend forever. The market will fail. So you also need to accept your losses, accept that okay, maybe this market changed direction, right? If let's say you did mistake with your marking and the market maybe took out a zone like that and still continued up, then you surely made mistake with top down analysis. But at certain point in time, if you keep buying, even when you do everything correctly, this zone will fail, because this zone, the market just wants to give a change of characters. In that cases, there are some times where the market will come to this zone, you will not buy just because you don't have the confirmation to go long. And maybe if you are lucky, or if you have studied the market well enough, this then that will be the time whereby the market mostly gives a change of characters. You can help maybe increase your accuracy by maybe 1:2, by let's say by 2%, 3%, or something. So confirmation is also good. Now let's look at this, right? What if in case we have multiple POIs along this zone after we have already eliminated this zone? So what if you have multiple POIs? Now, if you have multiple POIs, you focus on the first POI. If this first POI fails, then just abandon this one, and you focus directly on this one, the extreme POI. So this is called a smart money trap. The smart money trap. Then this one here will be referred to as engineered liquidity. So engineered liquidity is the one just before the extreme POI. Then the other one below this, below your decisional POI will be referred to as a trap, right? So majority of the times these POIs don't work out unless this one was mitigated. If your extreme POI is mitigated now, then you can move to this POI here if it's unmitigated. But so long as your extreme POI stands unmitigated, your decisional POI fails, then you wait for the price here and wait for your confirmation to go long. So guys, not to make the video long, so I think that will be all for today. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. Have a nice day.